Hello everyone, it's David again. I have a new cutting tool which I'd like to show you today. Not surprisingly, I suppose, across my store I tend to speak a lot about cutting tools, but there is a good reason for that. A couple of years ago when I started Tyrell Models, I had an ambition to look at cutting as something specific for my store. I wanted to gather together a well curated set of cutting tools, really for any kind of application. I guess the philosophy was, okay, you have standard knives, etc., of course, but what else is there? Obviously there's saws, there's cutting in straight lines, there's curves, there's lots of other different kinds of cutting applications. Now I wanted to gather as many of those together into one place. And today is quite special because I finished that quest, I guess, with a circular cutting tool, which has been missing from my store pretty much since I started the store, say a couple of years ago. So the tool I want to show you today is from good old Dspiae, of course. I did have a look around. I did test a few of the brands, but again, Dspiae sort of won hands down on a number of fronts. Not unsurprisingly, with the level of accuracy and precision. Again, you'll hear those words a great deal across these videos. So what I'm talking about is their stepless circular cutter. Now they do have another one of these. There's I guess it's a big brother, which is not plastic. This one is actually it's all plastic construction. Its big brother is anodized aluminium, etc. But I decided that I would go with this guy first, because I've tested this one against its big brother, and the two perform pretty much the same in my view, and the price point, of course, is much more accessible with this guy. So let's get it out of the box and we'll have a good test of this guy and see if it actually does perform. So it comes in Dspiae's normal packaging. You get this solid ABS. I think where this material is. Now the device is this guy. Oh, you also get a number of these rubber stick-ons for the base to stop it from sliding around. So when you do get that, do stick these on just so it doesn't move around. But I won't do that here, just for the sake of time. In fact, I'll leave them in the box. Let's just do that, and I'll put that aside. Okay, so that's the actual device itself. As I say, I think it's ABS plastic, this, so it's not flimsy by any stretch of the imagination. It's not a case of, oh, it's plastic and therefore it's inferior. That's absolutely not the case. I've been testing this against various others in metals and plastics, and this one performs absolutely perfectly. It really does. I think it's the engineering that's gone into that movement, absolutely, and also the actual cutting blades themselves, which I'll explain a little bit later. Now, the actual device itself is fairly straightforward and explanatory. You dial in the diameter of the circle you want to cut with this. Let me hold that in position with this guy here. That should move. Yes, it does. Let me have a look at the actual graduation. I think I remember it serves it's 25 millimeters was the max. Yes, it is 25 millimeters. So that's your max diameter on this one. Let me move this to, say, something quite small, say 4 millimeters. So let's put that in there and tighten that up. So that's set to 4 millimeters, but of course it doesn't have a cutting blade yet. Now the cutting blades are held in this guy. It's actually a small compartment which you can undo, and that's where you keep your blades. I say it's got the one that comes with the machine, and that's a 45 degree blade, but it's got space for a couple of others as well, which I'll explain in a little while. So let's install this guy. Let me just put that back. There we go. That snaps in nicely. Now, what you do is you undo this knob a little bit, and then what you can then do is drop the actual cutting blade in. Now, there's two ends to this guy. There's a pointy end and the actual cutting edge itself. So that cutting edge is 45 millimeters, 45 degrees. So let's turn that over. Let's drop that into the device. Like that, and you'll feel it actually get pulled in. The reason for that is that there's a magnet inside there. So let me just tighten that up to stop that from falling out. Now you'll see that's just proud of the bottom of the actual device itself, and that's where you're cutting edges. As I said, this knob basically secures that in place. But if you do undo this and it falls out, don't worry. Inside there's a couple of springs, and also the actual magnet itself. So if this does fall out, if you keep on screwing and it falls out, don't worry. Put both springs in, put the magnet back in, then put the knob back on, and give it maybe 50% turn. Then drop your cutting blade in there, and then tighten it up, and then that'll stay in place. And the opposite's also true. Undo this, and then what I'll be doing is just giving it a tap, and then that taps the actual cutting blade out. If you want to change it to another one, either the replacement for this guy, or there's a couple of others which I'll explain in a second. So let me just put this back in situ, so let me get it the right way around. So let's drop this guy back in. There he is, and then tighten it up. Instead of tighten it up like that, then I know when I turn it over, it's not going to fall out. Yeah. So let's see this actually in action. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over a bit of plastic card, this guy. So basically you can see it more clearly on camera. And also I'll bring over some good old masking tape, because really I've been cutting pretty much masking tape with this guy. Although there's a couple of other things which you could possibly cut as well. So where's my pencil? So what you do is I tend to mark a center point where I want my cut to actually be. Now on the bottom of this you can see there's some concentric rings that's actually etched into the plastic surface, and that's what you use to line up this cutter with the mark that you just made on your masking tape. Now it's accurate to a point, and I had a couple of instances where it wasn't. So what I've done is I've investigated how I can make that more accurate, locating where this guy needs to be on whatever material you need to cut. I'll come to that in a second, because you get this device, but you also get an additional cutter locator, also from Dspiae. I didn't want to sell the two separately because I felt they really worked together as a pair, and I didn't really see any reason why you guys would buy one without the other, to be perfectly frank. So you get both in this pack, but I'll get to that in a second. So let's say you're just using this guy, so just the concentric circles as a guide. So there's my point on my masking tape. So what you do is you line that up with the center point of the actual device itself. So hold that in place, and away you go. There's actually a dent in the plastic on the top here for a finger, so you put your finger in there and off you go. And what I've been doing is a bit of that, and then a bit of that, until I'm happy that's cut all the way through the masking tape. So let's take that off. So let me pick that up. So there you go. So there's the actual cut itself. Now let's get this masking tape off and see if it's actually gone all the way through. Let me see if I can do this on camera. Can you see that? Hopefully you can. Let's pull that off, and there is your. Oh, did I say 4mm? I think I did, didn't I? That's is it 4mm? Or was it 5? Oh, let's have a look. That's a 4mm. So that's a 4mm diameter cut on the masking tape. So that's its basic operation. That's how you actually use this guy. As I say, it goes with 25mm on this particular one, which I felt was probably enough for most applications. I think you're going to be doing something down here somewhere, maybe below 10mm. So I didn't think it was too much of a limitation with the diameter that you could achieve with this guy. Now, cutting. So let's put that aside for a second. I'll move that away as well. Now, cutting, blades wise, remember this guy's got a 45-degree angle blade in it. Now, what Dspiae tend to say is 45-degree will suffice for pretty much most of your cutting applications, because that's why they ship on with this guy. But they do a pack. Where is it? Let me go. There it is. So they do a pack of blades here for the circular cutter. 3 pieces. They do a 30, another 45, and a 60. I asked Dspiae why the differentiation, and they basically came back and said the 30 tends to be for cuts of under 5mm, 45, as I said earlier, is kind of a general rule. You'll be using that for probably 99% of the time, and the 60 is when you want to cut. I think it's things like masking tape or anything that's maybe a little bit thicker. That's what they recommend. But frankly, in testing, there's not a great deal to choose between the two. But what I would say to you is, if you have a specific application or a specific material that you want to cut, please do experiment with all three of these different angles. One of those may actually go through the material you're wanting to cut circles in much better than the standard 45. Now, of course, the whole idea is that you get this pack. You get to keep these in the pack. Let me just open that so you can see what these guys look like. And there they go. They're all color coded. The yellow is the 30 degree, the red is the 45 degree to replace the one in the device, and the blue is the 60 degree. Obviously, you can keep them in this pack if you do buy this pack. But if you wanted to keep a spare 45, remember there's a spare couple of holders in there if you wanted to keep it with the device, just in case this thing goes walkies on your bench somewhere, which I have a habit of doing as well. So that's the extra blade pack if you do need them. Right, so let me go back to what I was talking about earlier, which was how do you accurately determine where your cut is going to be. Now, let me get that piece of plastic on over again. Let's turn it over. Okay, so the device which they also sell is this guy, the stepless circular cutter locator. Again, let me get this out the box. And this guy is really designed, or at least it was always sold as part of the big brother to this guy, the full metal one. But I asked Dspiae, is there any reason why you can't use it with this guy? It says absolutely not. It's applicable for both of them, which was great news for me, because I wanted to improve the. Let me put that down for a second. I wanted to improve the accuracy of this. It's fine. You can look through there and locate your mark quite easily. The actual perspex is quite clear. It's fine. But is there a better way? And of course, I came across this guy, which is the stepless adjustment circular cutter. The whole idea with this is you basically use this as your guide. So again, let me get your pencil. So for instance, if I said, right, I want to cut there, the whole idea with this is it's much clearer. As you say, that's a tough bit of perspex. I mean, it's quite thick, so that's gonna be robust, and it has a metal anodized partner, if you like. So the idea is you can put that right over where you want the circle to be centered. You put this guy in, that's the locator. Yeah, take that away, get your step, and then the step goes in there, and you know precisely, because I can just about see where my pencil mark is, but I don't need to, because I've already located that using this locator device. So take that away, and then I can then cut my circle, knowing full well that I've measured that using the locator. So and that's the actual circle. So if this was a very thin plastic which I'll test in a minute, or some masking tape, that dot is right in the middle, because you've used this locator device to ensure that when you put this down, it is in the right place. Now, as I said, I didn't want to sell these two separately, because I didn't really feel that was really useful, because you'd buy this and think, well, I'm having issues locating where this needs to go. Have you got something that I can get to help you? Well, yeah, there's this guy. I just felt the two were obvious together. It's not a bundle pack. You don't get there's no discount there. These two are sold together. So the price of this guy includes this extra locator, so you can do extremely accurate circle cutting, which is the whole idea behind this. I wanted to sort of finish off my trek across the world looking for the best cutting tools for us model makers, with something very useful. And I think the circular cutter is absolutely that. Now, what else could you cut? Well, so this is let me think, that's probably 2 mil, that stuff, and you may get through this maybe with a 60-degree cutter. You may be there for some time rotating it to get through, but let's see if it'll go through something a bit thinner. This stuff, which is probably 1 mil or thereabouts. So again, let me put a mark down. Let me use my cutter locator there. Now this time let's go for something a bit bigger. So let me undo that. Let's do something much larger. So let's go for, what's that, 15 mil. Let's try 15 mil. So that's there. Let's put the locator in, take the locator away, put my cutter in, take him away, and away we go. And that's happily cutting away at this plastic cut. I say it's less than, it's probably 0.2, 0.3, so it's maybe slightly thicker than masking tape. This will go through paper. I've cut 4 sheets of paper, 80-gram paper. If you need that for cutting masks, it's gone through that without any problems at all. Let me go back this way. Maybe finish off this way. Now let's take that out. Oh, nearly. I need to keep going to cut that, but you get the idea. That's, if you can see that, that'll cut that without any problems at all. And again, my pencil mark is right in the middle. Just need a bit of patience for that to go through. But I'll let you guys practice how long you have to rotate to get it through different materials. But the accuracy is what I'm trying to get over to you guys. So the two together, the actual locator and the machine, and I say the blades are extra. You do get one blade, but if you do want an extra pack, these are actually an extra purchase. But you do get 145 degree blade literally in the machine when you get it. But I think together they do finish off my quest for the best cutting tools which modelers can get their hands on. So I think the locator and this stepless circle cutter kind of finishes that. I think there may be others which are waiting in the wings, but now I feel that you have a one-stop shop. If you're looking for whether it's cutting knives, you're looking for saws, for specific kinds of cutting tools for very specific applications, I should have something on the store to help you, particularly if you're cutting different materials as well. There's a couple of other potential tools, but they're for other applications. What I wanted to do was offer an entire range, which you can buy in one place. So that's the unboxing for the locator, and also for Dspiae's stepless circular cutter. As always, please do like, subscribe, and also comment below if you do have any comments on this guide, particularly if you're using it in earnest. Then please do come back to me with your thoughts on how it performs. For me, it's just right for what I wanted to do, and hopefully you guys will sort of feel the same as well. As usual, any queries, any questions, do come back to me.